Hey guys, Journal Girl here, and today's topic is going to be a rant. Yeah, it's been a while. I like doing rants, but okay, here we go. So, I wasn't on YouTube when last semester Nicole Arbor made a video called Dear Fat People. But I am now, and she came back with a second video called The Second Helping. So, clearly I have an issue with this. I don't exactly have an issue with her. I feel that it takes a lot of pizzazz to do what she did, to talk about an issue that is so controversial. Do I think that she engaged it in the right way? No. No, I don't. There's quite a lot of people that actually benefited from her producing the video, and I think that's great. I'm glad that it helped some people. I just feel like it might have hurt a lot more people than it helped. Now, I'm not one for the generation of, how to put this lightly, generation of butthurt, I guess. I guess that's what it is. Nowadays, people get so, hurt over every single little thing, and I think that that has a lot to do with the fact that social media is so prevalent. Everybody was allowed to have their own ideas a long time ago, and you should be allowed to have your own ideas now. It's just that if you put your ideas out there, millions of people are going to see it, and you have to be aware of that. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't need to care about somebody else's feelings because that's weakness, to be emotional, I guess, or to be offended. That's what it is, the generation of offended people. I don't think that's right. There's this huge issue surrounding that in general, but we're not getting into that. That's not what this video is about. No, this video is about Dear Fat People. It's not going to be about the specifics of the video. It's just going to be about my view on it, I guess. Whatever, I don't know. There's so many issues when it comes to obesity. So I'm obese, clearly. It's by a scale. They can judge whether you're obese or not. But I don't exactly follow that scale. I know that I'm obese just based on the fact that I've been in better shape before, so I could be in better shape, and the fact that I'm whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so my definition is never, we shouldn't judge someone based on whether they're fat or whether they're skinny, because that it is superficial. I'm not going to say that looks don't matter. Looks definitely matter. Looks are the first thing that a person sees, and you have to take pride in yourself. And, yeah, no, looks matter. Looks, if you're not attracted to a person, you're not, physically, you can't be attracted to them. I'm sorry, that's how it works. Where was I going with this? And that's why, I like the Dove campaign. I like that it's, they have models with, plus-size models, I guess, but that doesn't mean I don't like Victoria's Secret. I think that it's unfair to say Dove, the real beauty campaign, because they're not promoting different body types. They're promoting a more easily acquired body type, I guess, but it's not real, because some girls naturally look like Victoria's Secret models. That's their body shape. Some girls don't, and there's so many, and then there's a lot of girls that the Real Dove campaign doesn't show. So, there's that whole issue, and yeah, I bring in the Real Dove campaign into this video because, well, they're plus size, right? So, they'd be fat by the obese definition, right? And that's one of the reasons that obesity is such a big issue, because it's not just a single thing, and it's not just a single type of person. And then she defines the fact that it's I'm not talking about people with a little bit of cushion for the push, and this isn't aimed at you. Well, okay, but it still is, because it's a lot of it is a mental thing, and you never know why somebody is the way they are. You never know the issues that they might be facing, or you don't know their history or what they have in store or what they've been doing, so you don't know anything about another person, and you have to treat people like an individual that you don't know, because you will never be able to say things from their point of view. And so people who are overweight may have medical issues. I'm not excusing people who are lazy, but you can't define someone as lazy just by looking at them. So get over it and move away and just move on. What I don't like is that it has to bother you. Why does somebody else's health or condition have to bother you? They're not you. They're not hurting you. They're hurting themselves. So, like, it shouldn't bother you. You should just forget about it. If you don't like something, and I think I say this in almost every video where I talk about, like, a person's point of views. If something bugs you, forget about it. Don't think about it. Don't go out of your way to be angry about it. I don't know, the video is just upsetting, because when I first seen the video, I was like, okay, whatever, you know, like, there's some things in there that I agree with, and there's a lot of things that I don't, like the approach to how she did this, and yeah, I guess she's a comedian. It's just that there's a lot of issues with it, and then at the end of it, I've seen that video, I'm sure I've seen that video over 50 times, like, sometimes it motivates me to do better for myself, and sometimes it just brings me down, because it's already hard enough being self-conscious, and then, you know, having anxiety about people and what they think about you, and people I know would say that you shouldn't care what other people think about you, but get out, you totally do. People care what other people think. That's how the way the world goes, and I can't stop myself from something so natural as caring about what other people think about me in such a superficial, materialistic society. And it sucks when somebody now worsens it because they tell you what some people are thinking about you, and they're not good things. So it's it's not fun. It makes you feel terrible. And I don't really know what to say about it. It's so exhaustive, because there's so many issues. Like I said, there's so many issues with this video, but I'm not saying it's true. It isn't true, but there are some things in that video that are true, and I feel that, like, a lot of people should listen. But you have to figure out what to listen to. It's like the issue with All About That Bass. I don't take it as a song that's belittling skinny girls. I just take it as a song that is empowering people to be comfortable in their own skin. And just because it's not about skinny girls doesn't mean that it's not an okay song. You know, like, it's fine for something to be about somebody that's not like that. I don't think that we should encourage people to be out of shape. I just think that it's okay to encourage positive body image. But that's not what this video does. It doesn't encourage positive body image. It encourages fat shaming, and it encourages hurting people in order to make them get better. And I can tell you, if there's anything I have experienced, there's a limit. Like, for some people it works. For some people, being pushed and yelled at works because it makes you want to get back at them for hurting you and making you feel like crap. And I get that. I get that it can motivate you. But I'm not, like, it doesn't, but there's a lot of the time where it doesn't. It just makes you feel worse about yourself. And the issue with eating and eating disorders that you cannot see is the fact that sometimes when you're pushing a person to hate themselves, that is the exact issue that got them here in the first place. Because people hate themselves, they have depression. And because they're depressed, they eat. And because they eat, they're overweight. And because they're overweight, they're depressed. And so they eat, and they're depressed, and they're overweight. And it's a vicious cycle, and it hurts. And that's only one of them. But I can tell you that hurting people or making people hate themselves is not the right way to go about positive change. There's so many other ways. I'm just saying that it's not the right way to go. It just hurts because we get enough of it from ourselves. And like I said, there's things. There's lazy people. But there's also people with genetics that play a part, in their inability to be a certain way. But that's why I think that everybody should just wish to be their healthiest self. And then, yes, there's medical issues that prevent somebody from being a certain weight or that make somebody the way they are. And there's eating disorders and depression. And you don't know that. You don't know that from looking at a person, so don't do that. And that's why I agree that we shouldn't be promoting a life of laziness or being obese. I don't believe in promoting that, but I believe in promoting a positive body image. And I believe that the most beautiful thing you can be is your best self. That means be yourself. Don't let other people decide who you should be for you. Be your best physical self in that. Be healthy. Mentally, spiritually, physically, be healthy because it's better for you and it'll make you happier. Promise. I promise that. I just want people to realize that the only beautiful thing is when somebody is happy and truly happy about who they are to the point where they are who they are without regard for the way that people feel about them being who they are. Because when you don't care about what another person thinks, or you do it anyway, that is great. As long as it's not hurting other people. So yeah, I have a bunch of issues with that video. And her latest one, I think, is probably more politically correct. It's not exactly, but she is who she is. And in a way, I give her props. You gotta have large cojones. I don't know why it's balls, but because they're way more sensitive. But, I guess. I gotta have large cojones to do that kind of stuff, huh? But I'm just gonna say again that if it bugs you, forget about it. Move on with your life and don't think about it. Because in the end, if you're not thinking about it, how can it bug you, right? As a final note, though, I want to say something to everybody. I don't care who you are. And wait. I don't care who is watching right now. I care about you guys a lot, but I don't care what you look like, what gender you are, what religion you have, where you're from, what political views you have. I don't care what you believe in, what you look like, or what you do with your life. because I actually care about you. And I think that you should care about you because you are beautiful. And you need to know that. You are amazing and incredible, and you have the potential to do wonderful things. So don't let anybody make you feel like that isn't true. If there is one thing that you have to hold on to, it's hope and the belief that you are perfect, being your best self. And if you're unhappy with yourself, work towards being happy with yourself. But just know that even if you don't change, I still think that you are perfect the way you are. Yeah. So, if you like what you're seeing, I'm sure that there's a like button down there and a subscribe button down there. And it doesn't make a difference to me either way. As long as you're happy, go and do what makes you happy. And this is this week. I hope it was quicker. I don't know whether it was a quick video or not. We're gonna see. But yeah, have a great week. I'll come back and maybe I'll do a 2015 recap eventually. But I don't know, okay? Love you guys. Have an amazing life. See ya.